Hey there, E here from eEats and Healthy Treats with day 30 of the last 40 days of summer with a new salad each day. Today's salad is fig and goat cheese with sweet cinnamon sherry dressing featuring figs, arugula, spinach, black raspberries, goat cheese, walnuts, pine nuts, and shallot. Let's get into it. Today I'll start with rehydrating the figs, but first I'll remove the hard stems. I tried to rip them off with my fingers, but they were a little tough, so I resorted to cutting them with my knife, which went much faster. To the bowl of figs, I'll add boiling water. I'll fill the bowl about double the height of the figs to give them room to expand. I'll give them a quick stir to make sure none are sticking together, and then I'll let this sit for 30 minutes. While the figs rehydrate, I'll prep the rest of the ingredients, starting with the shallot. I'll cut off both ends. And then use my knife to make a shallow cut or slit down the side to make it easier to peel them. Now I'll slice the shallot thin. Over the range, I'll add 2 tablespoons of oil to a preheated skillet over medium-high heat. And then add in the shallots. I'll add a little salt and cook these until tender and brown, stirring occasionally. Once done, I'll move them to a plate and set them aside for later. Back over the board, I'll make the dressing, starting with adding the olive oil to the bowl, followed by the sherry, then the spice mixture containing cinnamon, cardamon, and rosemary, lastly, I'll add about half a tablespoon of honey. Now I'll whisk that until emulsified. I'll give it a taste. It needs a bit more honey, so I'll go ahead and add another half of a tablespoon. The recipe in the description has been updated to 1 tablespoon. We'll give that another good mix. Give it one more taste. That extra honey did the trick. The figs have soaked for a half hour. I'll strain the water out in a separate bowl. I'll dump the figs back into that bowl. And then I will slice them each in half. Let's go ahead and dish this up. I'll start with a mixture of arugula and spinach. Now add some figs. Follow those up with some walnuts. I'll break those up in my hand a bit as I sprinkle them on. Then add some pine nuts. Next, I'll add some black raspberry. These were picked from my backyard. When we moved here last year, I was pretty sure there were a lot of berry bushes in the backyard, and sure enough, they were black raspberry and blackberry bushes. These were frozen, so that's why there's some juice in the bottom of the ramekin. Now add the shallot. And crumble some goat cheese on top. Lastly, I'll add the sweet cinnamon sherry dressing. Let's give it a taste. The cinnamon and the dressing pairs really well with the fig. And the black raspberries, arugula, and spinach give freshness. And there's an awesome creaminess from the goat cheese that adds an extra layer of texture along with the nuts. So good. However, at the end, the figs were a little overwhelming, so maybe use about 4 ounces instead of 6. This is one to definitely give a try. It's so decadent. Until later, be blessed and act in love. Enjoy!